I am a software engineer turned educator who's highly passionate about engineering. My bachelor's is in computer science from UT Austin, and I'm pursuing my certificate in sustainability at MIT. I also was a machine learning engineer at Uber and was a founding engineer for a fintech startup and for a Web3 startup. So engineering is clearly my passion, and it's because of this that I chose to found ecotechlab instead of essentially building my own tech startup. It's more important to me to make sure that the next generation of engineers and engineering is not only useful for us humans, but also sustainable for the planet. And so I'm so excited to take on this new venture. And my high school was all about computer science and engineering. I chose to very much focus in that lane. I know a lot of high school students tend to diversify themselves a little bit and showcase a lot of interests, and that's a completely valid approach as well. But I already knew that this is what I really cared about, so I just chose to focus all my time in this area. So I was a president of the biggest computer science club at MSJHS in Fremont. I was the teaching assistant for AP Computer Science, and then I did a high school internship program at Google, and I did a very college-level software engineering internship at Cisco, where I was working with their service provider network systems team, and I built a very robust gRPC data visualization tool for that team, and it was very much a college-level project. That really allowed me to showcase my expertise in software engineering at a very young age. And then in college, everything I'd done in high school, I just took it to the next level. So obviously my coursework in my undergrad allowed me to really explore computer science at a more granular, deep level. But also I started whetting my interest in entrepreneurship by actually founding 2 tech startups as an engineer, building the product, taking it to market, raising funding and launching it with real customers. So that was really interesting experience for me, and it showed me that entrepreneurship is something I feel very comfortable in and something I deeply enjoy as well. I also worked as machine learning at Uber and also came back to Cisco to work as a full stack engineer. So I was able to really develop my expertise specifically in full stack development, machine learning, and the crypto space. So that's really those 3 areas where I spent most of my college. And so now you might be wondering, well, this is great, but my child is still quite young. They're in middle school. What can they do? Middle school is actually not as young as you think. It's a great time to develop skills that will take students really far in high school and beyond. That's what I did in my middle school. So I spent my middle school really gaining those fundamental computer science skills in coding, in app development, which then allowed me to, in high school, not have as steep of a learning curve, but actually just showcase my skills through doing real world projects, right? That's my biggest advice, is that middle school is the time for learning. High school is the time for doing. In high school, your child will be super busy with AP classes, activities, volunteering, all sorts of things. If you can reduce their learning curve in high school by having them learn a majority of the skills they need in middle school, and then in high school, they actually just do something with those skills, that's really being efficient and optimizing that spread of time that they have in these teenage years to really develop their interests. And that's exactly what we're doing here at ecotechlab with several different programs we have going on. We have our online sustainable AI program for middle schoolers, which students are really enjoying, and they're saying that they're loving to be able to just code on their own in Python in class 1 and learn machine learning. And then of course our sustainable app development summer program for middle schoolers, which is coming up this June and July, where middle schoolers will build 3 real world sustainable tech apps from the ground up in different technology stacks. The first one is Python, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and the next one is React Native, which is a really robust full stack JavaScript library. And they'll be able to take these projects and keep working on them in high school, but more so they'll have that foundation, that confidence to say, any app, I can build it in high school because I have those skills. And so that learning curve, it's greatly reduced. In high school, they can be efficient with their time. They can spend whatever limited time they have for activities doing instead of learning. So invest in your child's learning now in middle school. That's my #1 biggest piece of advice.